Welcome to the Interlocking Loops Flosstube channel. I'm Angela, your host, and this channel is about a lot of cross stitch, some knitting, and various creative endeavors. Well, it's February 18th, 2020. Welcome one and all. Guess what? I actually have some fully finished objects this time. I know, it's a shocker. Part of these I stitched about a year ago, since I like to stitch seasonally, and just now got around to getting it finished. I did one from the Primitive Hare and Valentine. Sorry the lighting may be a bit off tonight. It's dark outside. Variegated DMC. It's on my blog, www.interlockingloops.com. Look about a year ago, February, March, something like that. Isn't that fabric pretty? That's part of what makes it difficult for me to actually get anything fully finished. I buy fabric that I think is really pretty and then I don't want to cut it. I don't think I'm alone in that, so, you know. By October House Fiber Arts, I think it is. You Are Loved, and it's hard to see, but there's a very faint pink heart that goes around the whole thing. So it says, "You are loved." And here's the back. So, pretty fabric. And the last fully finished object I have is the February Wordplay by Brenda Gervais. I need to work on some more of these. Coming up this spring. I think I have January, February, and March finished. And I finished it with some Lady Dot Creates velveteen fabric. And I found that to be a little bit tricky to work with, but as you can see, I got the job done. So, all right. Well, it's been about 3 weeks since we talked, I believe. 3.5 maybe. In that amount of time, there's been a lot that's gone on. I have a variety of things I started and finished. One of which is, well, technically I still have the floss on the side of the project, but the stitching is done. It's one that I saw somebody on Instagram or Facebook, I'm not sure which, finished it similar. It's an ornament by Nikki's Creations. One that was in the Christmas Ornaments 2018 special holiday issue. Done slightly differently. And this gal I saw who did it had modified it. And I went ahead and modified it slightly further. I can't really not show the pattern on the page, so I'll just show you what I did. And here's what I did. It says love. Isn't that nice? And a little sheep. So, as most of you know, I have sheep at home, so, and it didn't take very long at all to finish. So, if you haven't thought about purchasing some of the special ornament issues by Just Cross Stitch, I would recommend, if nothing else, those. And I think sometimes you can come across back issues, so you may want to check that out yourself. So another thing that I have finished, that I stitched, let's see, is by Heart and Hand, the 2017 Collector's Heart pattern. Grow Old Along With Me, The Best Is Yet to Be. This is stitched on 16 count Ada, Coffee Tea Dyed by Me. It's coming up a little lighter than what it really is there. But it's done. Maybe if we're lucky, I'll have it fully finished by Valentine's next year. So I don't sweat those kind of things. I like to do what I like to do, and I'll do it when I get around to it. There's a little bit of stress sometimes in finishing, because I feel like a lot of these will be displayed in some kind of a display together. And then, you know, I want to make sure they all kind of look nice together. And then it's hard to make up my mind on things. So I finished 2 other patterns by Lizzie Kate. Now I did change I changed both of them. That seems to be the theme. This one by Lizzie Kate, F164, called Love. So here's what it actually looks like, except that's upside down. Let's try it right side up. So it has the 3 blocks at the bottom that have hearts. I didn't do those. What did I do? On Coffee Tea Dyed Ada. Morning. Oh, that's more what it really looks like. You can see more of the dark in the Coffee Tea Dyed. But I'll show it up close so you can kind of see the stitching. So I'm going to make it into something that's a small pillow. And I don't know if I've got anything white that I could kind of hold behind it. I don't really, nothing handy. So the other one I did is Be Mine Valentine Snippet by Lizzie Kate as well. And this is what that looks like. And it actually has a border around it. I opted to not do that border. So also on 16 count Coffee Tea Dyed Ada. And I know I used DMC for all of these. Mostly the colors that were called for, and I did make and most of them were from the colors from this actual one. But since I knew these would be displayed together, probably pretty close together, I wanted them to coordinate, so I used the same colors. So those have also been finished since we talked last. Great. Okay, so I did mention I've been stitching quite a bit. I have a small start on another one by October House Fiber Arts. If you remember, I talked about this one before when I got it, because she also has knitting things and she sells yarn too. And this particular pattern, I'm sorry if I've got a cat. His name's Pumpkin. I have 2 cats, but Pumpkin thinks he's helping with things, playing with the cord. So with any luck, we'll not have a whole lot of things that look like an earthquake. That'll make it for a funny episode though. So the sweaters are cross-stitched. So that's adorable. And hey, Pumpkin. Okay, we'll see if I've distracted him for long enough to get this finished. It has a border at the top, and that's all the stitching I have done on it so far. But this will be something I'll get worked on here, well, before winter's out. So also Coffee Tea Dyed Ada. You can see a kind of a bigger piece what it really looks like. And I Coffee Tea Dyed that myself. And it almost looks like there's a heart shape here. Isn't that cute? I didn't notice that in real life. Huh. So I think October House, that's the Fiber Arts had the other pattern that I fully finished, and I've seen a few things. I think she'll be coming out with some different stuff at market releases too, which I look forward to seeing those as well. I'm sure most of you have been checking those things out. I think the market previews have been going up. You see those on Instagram, Facebook. The thing that's been taking more of my time stitching here lately that I have been thoroughly enjoying, where's my front page, is by Little House Needleworks Winter ABCs. I fell in love with the whole, there's a total of 4, 1 for each season, and I fell in love with the winter one first, and so it's long and narrow. But it has some different motifs in it that I think would be adorable, and maybe I'll be able to switch those out depending on how I end up finishing that. I don't look for that to be fully finished into anything for some time, but we can hope. Let's see, the fabric is, I should tell you what that is. I do have all this stuff in my project bag, but I don't necessarily have everything organized inside the bag very well. Okay, this is by Picture This Plus. 16 count Icon Ada fabric, 17 by 25 inch piece. All right, So it is a large piece of fabric, but with a border. It'll be great, and I'll be able to use maybe this for another one of the seasons, depending. It's kind of a light turquoise almost. Let's bring it up close. It's hard to maybe see, the ABCs are kind of getting faded out here. I just love the sled. I think frost is the next word that I'm working on, and then it goes down from there. So it's very pretty. So if you are thinking of trying Aida, you can do lots of different things, but I encourage you, if you want the feel of a more linen type fabric in Aida, try some Picture This Plus. It's super soft. So that are the works in progress. Let's talk about things I've purchased here recently, some acquisitions. Now, I did mention Lady Dot Creates. I did buy some velveteen in a couple of different colors. Hopefully we can kind of see this. Oh yeah, I was worried the glare would try to drive us crazy, but it's not too bad. And then some chenille trim and some rickrack, also by Picture This Plus. So see, I have more finishing in mind. For those of you that have been waiting most of a year to see that happen. I did buy some fabric, and as you know, I've talked about before, I tend to buy what I think is pretty, hopefully with the thought of actually making it into something. So here's a bigger section of that pretty red fabric. Ooh la la. Love that. That may be something I'll make a project bag out of it sometime. And a bigger section that was the backing on one of the other pillows is this multi-pink. That's pretty. Alright, other colors that I bought. The kitten's coming back. We'll see if it looks like an earthquake is going to happen here with the screen. There was some lemonade fabric. I think a project bag will be made out of some of this. Isn't this pretty? I do like lemonade. Oh. We may see a cattail come across the screen. And here's some of the fabric that may be inside of the project bag. So Pumpkin is, he'll be a year old in July. We got him the end of August. And he's still mostly kitten. Here's another one that I thought would be pretty at some point for some of the more wintry finishes. Then I found this one, and I really like this. I think it'll go with lots of things, including maybe some of those Lizzie Kate ones I have there to finish. I'll just kind of lay them together. See, doesn't that look like that could go together okay? Maybe. All right, let's see. And then some more springy fabrics. I love a good orange, and I love a good green. So here's some more. I was down to the quilt shop. If I haven't been there in a while, I needed to go. Some of these, they were on sale, which is all the more reason you need to buy the fabric, right? And if you hear stuff shuffling, it's Pumpkin helping me on the very table I have everything laid. I have been working on knitting projects, including a pattern, the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. It's an eggplant, my new coat eggplant. That looks more like what it looks like. Anyway, at least I'm getting it finished before winter's actually over. I'm kind of worried about that. The other knitting thing I've been working on are some socks by Stray Cat Socks. I may have been working on these the last time we talked. I don't really remember. Here's one completely finished. Don't you just love those pinks? Very Valentine's. And I'm working on the second one. So when I knit my socks, I use DPNs. I knit from the cuff down and I'm partway down the foot. This is a stitch holder to keep, since I usually use DPNs, the stitches from coming off when the project is in transit or being assisted by this wonderful feline I have. So he also loves anything string related. Shocker there, if anybody has had cats, you know. Another thing, I bought a DIY embroidery kit from what's called Blueprint. It used to be Craftsy, and I haven't done embroidery. I did some curl embroidery when I was a kid, but I've been thinking about maybe getting into that, and I bought this kit. It's got, I believe, the fabric, the needle, the floss, and instructions. So, and let's see what came today. Starting to think more about spring. I'm ready for winter to be over. We've had a few really nice days and a couple that have been really terribly cold, and I'm ready to go on with the nice days. This one by Lizzie Kate, Easter Parade, and my hands-on design, Hip Hop, one of the chock-full patterns. Aren't these smalls adorable? And what do you think about these cute little carrots? Of course, you know, I just said I love the orange, so. Another thing, if you remember, those of you that have been watching for a while know that I like to collect Christine Dahlbeck's books from the French needle. And there's a couple patterns I'm not sure which one I'm going to start first. It should be the one that looks more March related. But what will it be? We'll see. And it's this pattern here. Can you see that little bunny and all those clovers? Does that scream spring to you or what? I'm thinking yes. And that is in the, you know, this is not in English that I can really understand, but this is what the book looks like, that particular pattern is out of. And the other one that I'm looking at, that may be another Easter pattern, is this one here. Is that sweet? I may change up the color of the eggs, but another cute little bunny. And that book looks like this one. Since I can't pronounce it, it's better if I just maybe show you the cover. Oh, adorable. So that has been what's been going on in my world. We've been having lambs being born and baby goats being born, and that's all very exciting. And lots of stitching. So until we meet again, I'll let you go because I think the cat's about to kind of wreak a little bit of havoc on our setup again. Sorry this has been a little bit of a jumbled episode, but it's because of my tech help, Pumpkin the cat. Until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.